So to run the simulation for a constrained aquifer, a lot of things are very similar than anything else before. So we go back to the command line, we're just making sure we're setting our region, and we simply define most of the parameters similar as we've done that before, so I'm not going through this in detail. Interesting, however, is the storativity value, because now remind yourself that in a constrained aquifer, or in a confined aquifer, storativity is significantly lower than in an unconfined aquifer. So here we will choose a different value for the storativity before we use the effective porosity as an approximation, and we will define top confinement layer. Note that in a constrained aquifer or confined aquifer, the pressure head is larger than the actual width of the aquifer. And we'll have a null map as bottom line. Now we're running the same command as usual. However, note that we use now the different defined top layer. We have a different storativity here, and we specified the type now as a confined aquifer. So we simply execute this one, and now we can take a look at the results. We already see velocity y the way we expected it. There is now a bit more of a structure in here, but that shouldn't worry us at the moment. Right, and if we look at velocity in x direction, we already know from the last one that there is some tendencies here, but we can check again looking at the values of the raster map using a legend, and we see this is again very similar values. So there are fluctuations, and for example would also worry you if you want to analyze an numeric simulation. Well, there's some structures here, right? So this is always worrying if you see some systematics which do not represent the physics. But for now, for us, this is okay. We will live with this. And if you look at the groundwater results, now legend does not belong to that one. Right, we see the usual trend as we would expect it. So also with the gradient, as we put it in there as an initial condition, or as a boundary condition, better to say. So not much difference here, just simply with the difference that now it is a confined aquifer, not an unconfined aquifer system.